Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. So, we got news about Lee Priest. Let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skill my crafting a bit, and let's talk about this. Alright, Lee Priest is in the hospital sick. It's like people were saying already who alerted me about this. It's like, Jason, you said these guys are going to be dropping like flies. Lee Priest is in serious medical condition at 45 years old. We'll go into that in a minute. A lot of people are going to be like, well, it's a heart infection that was caused by a dental issue. It has nothing to do with him abusing his body. Well, actually, it actually does. We'll go into that in a minute. But a lot of times, people are always like, man, I hope this guy pulls through. I don't wish Lee Priest any harm. I don't wish him ill will, but I also don't particularly care about the guy as far as the community is concerned, because it's not like this is someone who really contributes anything. The little bit of stuff I've seen him do online, he really didn't have anything helpful, anything useful to say. He didn't really have good training tips. He didn't have good nutrition tips for anyone. He just knew bodybuilder stuff. And that's not really helpful to anyone. No one's going to get healthier. No one's going to get fitter. No one's going to be a better athlete or anything else by listening to that. So it's not like he was contributing anything to this community. He's just a washed-up has-been bodybuilder who got in the game at a really young age, didn't learn anything else in life, and I don't know what in the heck he's trying to do. The last time I saw the guy had face tattoos all over his face. Not even sure what he was doing, but maintaining all that size. Way too much muscle mass to be walking around with in your 40s. Way too much in terms of health and everything else. So here's the thing, guys. He has a heart infection, all right? And the sort of heart infection that he got, yeah, that comes from dentistry. Like he had a tooth infection and there was some issue with the dentist and everything, and it spread down to his heart. That's relatively rare. All right, that doesn't happen to healthy people other than on very, very rare occasions. Just like everyone, when I said this stuff with Dallas McCarver, people say, no, he choked, that could happen to anyone. Healthy men in their 20s do not choke to death. All right, healthy men in their 20s don't choke to death. It's almost a statistical impossibility. It's excessively rare, extremely rare, extremely rare. We're talking not even 1 in a million chance. Well, this sort of thing, getting a heart infection for someone who has a healthy heart from a dentistry issue, a tooth infection spreading to their heart, for people who do not have a pre-existing heart condition of some type, doesn't happen very often. It happens, but it's rare. The vast majority of people who get a problem like this is because they had some sort of pre-existing heart issue. Now, in Lee Priest's case, let's just be honest here. Excessive drug abuse. Drug abuse for decades. Drug abuse for decades. Now, Lee always bragged about that he used way less, drugs than everyone else. 200, 300, 400 milligrams. And that's all he used. Reality is, look at the size he carried, thickness he carried. I don't think so. Especially with not always having the best training in the world, not really knowing how to train that effectively. I'm not buying that. I don't think anyone else is either. He was called out on a lot of groups. A lot of people were calling him out. Even in little private gear groups and forums I frequented off and on, he was called out for that pretty often, of just flat lying about that. Well, here we have it, a guy who claims he was very, very conservative with an issue at 45, putting him in the ICU, and we don't know if he's going to pull through. We don't have info on how bad it is, but he's in critical care. It is life-threatening. And here's the thing, this is probably going to slow his roll a lot after this. He might not bounce back 100% if he comes back from this. So here we have, again, another example of one of these guys reaching their 40s who have abused massive amounts of gear, have maintained excessive amounts of muscle mass that they've built using drugs, not just from training, not from good training, but from just using lots and lots of drugs for years and years. And a lot of these guys are going to continue to get sick. I've already given you guys names of other guys I expect this is going to happen to. Rich Piana is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, and here we got Lee Priest at 45 having these problems. It's going to be ridiculous. Who's probably going to last longer than all these people? Probably going to be Mike O'Hearn, and that's because I think Mike O'Hearn used such small amounts for long periods of time, and he didn't start really abusing at a young age. And he, that's the interesting thing with him. He still markets. He still plays that like a lawyer, always sticking to his story that he's natty, when no reasonable person believes that. The guy's gained over 20 pounds of muscle since he already became famous for his muscle mass. His American Gladiator days. That's the thing. You go and look at someone like Mike, and he wasn't really abusing in his American Gladiator days. He really wasn't. He wasn't that big. And he made a fair amount of money on it. He could probably afford some quality stuff, really good stuff, because he had a 6-figure paycheck from that. Made good money. Background as an athlete. Michael Hearn's probably going to outlive all these other clowns. Even though he's a fake natty, he's going to outlive them. But here we go. Case of a guy who, no, I didn't use that much. Here's the thing. In bodybuilding, guys claim that. So number one, they can claim they've got great genetics. Number two is they can claim they have the magical training secrets. And that's why they use less than everyone else, way less. But here we go, guys, having a major heart problem at 45. How good a shape is he really in? How good a shape is he really in? And again, the reason I point out to people, that you've got to take care of yourself, and we really have to be doing cardio. We really have to be eating good diets. We need to incorporate proper strength training with everything we do, incorporate cardio. We need to be doing cardio every single day. We need to be watching our diets, this if it fits your macros, flexible dieting nonsense of people trying to cram Pop-Tarts in every day, trying to eat junk food just because it maintains their body composition. They think it's okay to eat large amounts of highly refined foods all the time, as long as it fits their macros. People doing stuff like, I don't do cardio and I get lean or whatever. It's like, guys, come on. At a certain point, you've got to step back and go, look, this nonsense isn't healthy. This isn't fitness. And we're seeing people start to pay more and more of a price for their drug abuse. And I think a lot of these guys now who don't treat their bodies well as they get older, they're going to find out all this, going to use Pop-Tarts while cutting so they develop nutrient deficiencies. And just not taking care of themselves, cutting with no cardio, bulking with no cardio. Again, look at someone like Lee Priest, abused drugs, got pretty fat in his off season, didn't do cardio during his off season. I don't even know what his cardio routine looked like as he got older, and now we're having heart issues here. Guys, this stuff's important. Stuff's important. And we don't see anyone related in the hardcore bodybuilding world really promoting health. This stuff isn't healthy. Rich Piana dead at 46, Dallas McCarver in his 20s. And watch some of these other guys dropping. They're all getting sick. They're all dying. This whole bodybuilding scene is not healthy. Not healthy at all. This isn't fitness. People shouldn't be sick with problems like this in their 40s. All right? They shouldn't be. I mean, it's as bad as my own mother. I love my mother. My mother didn't take care of herself, and she died at 48. Heart attack killed her at 48. She was a chain smoker. Had quit exercising for many years, didn't exercise anymore, didn't watch what she eats, smoked 2 packs a day. Died of a heart attack at 48 years old. All right, and that's a wake-up call for me, realizing that my own mother died that young. And then I see all these bodybuilders getting sick and having these problems in their 40s. We see where this is going. My mother paid the price for a really unhealthy lifestyle. And that's unfortunate, and I miss her terribly, and I wish every single day that hadn't happened. But me and other family members, we did try to talk to her about that. We tried to get her to be healthier. We tried to get her to quit smoking. That was her choice to make. And you see all these bodybuilders, they're dying and getting sick in their 40s too. How is their lifestyle any better than that of my mother, who smoked 2 packs a day most of her adult life, didn't exercise, didn't watch what she ate? Some of these guys are dying and getting sick younger than my mother died from. And she died young. 48's young. All right, this lifestyle that these people are promoting isn't helpful. And that's kind of my other point of, I look at someone like Lee Priest, and part of me doesn't even want to go, man, I hope he pulls through. At a certain point, this is a guy who intentionally abused his body. Didn't really promote health in any way that I could tell. Promoted getting really fat on his bulks, not doing cardio when bulking, eating junk food when bulking, abusing gear, and not really providing anything of substance to the community. And he's a has-been. Hasn't said anything of relevance in a decade. Been on YouTube a few times, made a few videos, I've heard. Is this really a loss? It's self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. He chose to do this to himself. At a certain point, you just got to go, okay, bro, that's your choice to make. It's your choice to make. You chose to abuse your body your entire life. And it's unfortunate if he passes young, he might pull through. And if he pulls through, maybe it'll be a wake-up call. Maybe he'll flip back around towards real health and fitness and promote it. Maybe he will. We'll wait and see. But I'm not going to bank on it. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.